Ed, we had you on this show within hours of the world getting the word about this guilty verdict for Ravi. Has anything changed since the last time we talked? It's a pretty tight schedule with the dates and the process of this now, right?
Right. Off the top of my head, I believe the sentencing is on May 21st. I plan on being there live when Judge Berman makes that determination, whether or not there's going to be jail time. And if so, what kind of time? And then you get into fines, probation, and all different aspects. As we wait to see if there's going to be jail time, if Mr. Ravi's going to appeal the entire verdict and see how that pans out.
And he is entitled to that appeal.
Without a doubt, Bert. Without a doubt, he has a right to that appeal. So the first, again, as I mentioned, when you folks were kind enough to get me on right away as soon as the verdict was read, he should have taken the plea bargain. My best guess is why he didn't would be while the prosecutor said, we'll do everything we can to help you from being deported.
Mm-hmm.
When the day is said and done, the federal government's going to trump state court, and they couldn't guarantee it.
Yeah.
That's because, again, very good counsel. I would like to think they didn't overestimate their case. I did feel the prosecution put on a very good case. And sometimes it's funny, it gets so commingled. But one juror who was interviewed, I recall, said, well, one thing that clinched it for us was when Mr. Ravi told the police that he turned the camera off. He felt bad about it. But later it turned out the facts were that it was Mr. Clementi who turned that camera off. Just like anything, Bert, and especially in a courthouse, credibility. And then the jurors were left to say to themselves, well, you know, if he lied about that, what else is he lying about? What's also become a really hot topic is we have these hate crime laws, bias intimidation laws. Were they intended for these types of actions? They were intended for gay bashing. They were intended for violent crimes. And that's what makes this extremely complicated. And I know one juror said they did not feel that this was a hate crime in any way, shape, or form until Judge Berman charged the jury, explained to the jury how they must analyze everything they just heard under the law, and that's when the jurors were swayed dramatically and started considering it more under this bias intimidation type scenario.
Now, Dharun Ravi, soon after this verdict, there he is on 2020. Good move, bad move by your estimation?
Guaranteed he would not have done so without the advice of counsel. I know something you and I had debated when the verdict first came out is how he felt about his counsel. Just being a Middlesex County lawyer and knowing a lot of folks and the excellent attorneys who work at my firm, they have a lot of friends. And from the feedback I'm getting is he's still very confident in Mr. Altman, still taking his advice. Mr. Altman would handle the appeal if it goes there. So he does not blame his attorney. And again, I feel it's still a very young man. And I actually do believe, and I realize that, a lot of people looking to, string this kid up. Was he callous? Yes. Take a lot of nerve. Your second week of college. I remember going to college, and I'm a strong guy. It's pretty. I'm trying to avoid the word, but
I know what you mean.
It takes a lot of guts. Takes a lot of bravado. Yeah.
Right.
to be doing this. You've been away from home for 2 weeks, but. Do I think that Mr. Ravi, in his mind, said, I want to put this kid over the edge? I don't think that was what he was trying to do.
You mentioned the judge by name. Any dealings with him? Any past history with
I've known
you've
Judge
done?
Berman for years because he was the presiding judge of the family part going on 10 years. So I've had the opportunity. I've gone to luncheons and bar meetings with Judge Berman, and I felt he was a very good judge for the case. He caught mistakes that the prosecutors made. He caught mistakes that the defense had made. I thought he just did a fantastic job. He is extremely, and this might sound surprising to our audience today, Judge Berman was a judge where he knew your case inside and out. So you better know your case.
Is that the sign of a good judge, typically?
Absolutely.
Now,
detailed meticulously.
Is this his right on through the sentencing and everything? This will be his right to the very end, right?
Exactly. And it'll
the appeals, he'll hear the appeals too?
No. The appeals go to the appellate division.
Okay.
And then the appellate division will either uphold it, remand it back for another trial, and whether or not that's Judge Berman or not depends on a lot of things, or they could overturn the conviction.
Good to talk to you, WCTC legal analyst Edward Weinstein. We'll talk again soon, my friend. Thank you.